Hi everyone, I'm Galactic Ashley. If you don't know, I'm a dragon and you just heard Mahana in the background. She's going to stay off camera today because she's resting. But we are happy to be back. I know that it's been a little while. Mahana went on vacation and I went to go do a whole lot of work in Peru, and I was down there crossing timelines from multidimensional lifetimes that I've had, working with a lot of stargates and portals, and I was also working with expanding through my own physical structure and bringing a lot of these frequencies into my body. So essentially, I've been on a sabbatical for over a month, and it was definitely much needed, and I was able to get a lot of water healing, be in a lot of bodies of water, doing a lot of information exchange and embodying a lot of that information, and really doing a lot of grid work and solar grid work and a lot of collective work. So I'm not going to get into the details of that other than I'm here today, one, to invite you to my next brand new course called the Dragon's AL-KIMIA, and it starts the second week in August, just in time and in alignment with the Lionsgate, 8/8 Lionsgate, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. We're in this beautiful time of integration and alchemizing and synthesizing, and alchemy is very, very complex. It's not simple, and to me, it's part of self-mastery and our divinity and a part of what we're always doing. So it's a life process, a soul process, all dimensions, anything that considers itself separate or outside of source or has volunteered to be outside of source is always in a process of alchemy. So it can be quite complex, it can be simple, it can be whatever it needs to be, but let's not overcomplicate anything. So join me for the Dragons Alchemy group. You can go to my website and find out more information there, galacticashley.com. I'm just really happy to be here with all of you again. You will definitely be seeing more of me. We have been rejuvenated. Because the last 9 months, last 12 months, it's been a lot. I know it's been a lot for a lot of us, for all of us, really. I mean, we are in this ascension, very spectacular quantum integration time, and it's not easy no matter who we are, but we are all absolutely valuable, and I'm really honored to be here again. Speaking and working with all of you, because we are all in divine reciprocity. So this morning I woke up and a lot of solar energies were here, a lot of solar frequencies talking about the heart and the solar plexus, and then I sort of remembered, not that I ever forget about the Lion's Gate, but that we are here basically on the precipice of one of my favorite times of year. I do love all of the solstices. I love every time there's a massive amount of energy that is streaming to the planet. So I always get very excited for solar flares, which have been happening a lot. I also get very excited for any the Stargate openings, the 11/11 Stargates, the 12/12, the 12/21s. February 22nd is also a favorite time of mine, and we are coming upon the Lion's Gate, which is just a massive portal opening. And because it's in so many people's awareness, it always feels more powerful to me, because our belief systems and our consciousness can amplify the power of specific stargates. And when we can embody those, we can really bring these frequencies into the planet. And it's necessary for Earth. And so It's all beautiful, even when it feels horrifying. So I know that all of you are doing the work, and I'm very proud of all of you and just honored to be here with you, sharing this space. So the beings are here. Unconditional love is coming through. This is why this is why my eyes turn into water faucets. So let us connect with the dragons, the solar energies that are coming, and see what messages come through. So go ahead and just get yourself comfortable and receive. expand your heart and bring in these vibrational light codes that are coming to you. Trust and understand and know that your body will accept what is perfectly aligned with it. And it will not take anything in that is not for you at this time. So just breathe in, breathe in. We are bringing in solar frequencies and drawing in the solar grid system. Remembering that every sun is holding space and is part of the matrices that holds this particular universe together. And the joy of being in this particular universe is such that we get to experience the brilliance of alchemizing and accepting the divinity that exists within the divine paradox. So there is no good or bad, there simply is. And the way in which we function in this particular earthly plane can be beneficial to release the need to judge oneself and to observe everything with compassionate curiosity, and to allow these wonderful frequencies to come through, and to remember that not every solar frequency is the color orange, but that there are diamond solar bodies, that there are a multitude of frequencies. There are aquiline suns that are connected into Andromeda, which is our mother universe that birthed the Milky Way galaxy. There are suns that we have never, as human beings, been able to identify. But all of these solar frequencies hold the logos. They hold source codes within them. In many ways, they are the projections that come directly from the grand central sun that are connected directly to the codes of source, because while there is no separation, we are experiencing the divine separation, which can be considered the birth of humanity, the birth of the new human, the rebirth and the birth of you and yourself. So what has been coming online recently is the beauty of what it means to have our heart frequency turned on, to be able to feel these codes and to allow the heart to flow these energetics through our physical structure. All at the same time, we are having our solar bodies, our solar plexus being activated. So for those of you who have been struggling or have been falling into old routines because the way in which you want to do has shifted, allow yourself to stay with your transformed self. Meaning you might not be conscious that you have made these shifts, and that these old frequencies, these entanglements, these old ways of doing things have shifted. And what is opening to you is a patternless experience. So it is for you to create a pattern in the unknown. And when you do so intentionally, you can co-create with the universe. So the way in which you are experiencing and have experienced relationships in the past, an opportunity is being given to you to shift the way in which you perceive relationships with every living thing. And we are always interacting with relationships with ourselves, with our bodies, with our stations of identity or our multidimensional selves. We are being asked to open to the unknown and to allow ourselves in many ways to die or to let go or to release. But what often happens with release is that we want to know what door is going to open before we allow the other to close. But what is being asked of us is to trust and to align with, to let go of human order and to align with divine or source or cosmic order. We like to use the term cosmic order. And this means trusting that exactly where you are is exactly where you need to be. And to live a life of ceremony, which means to us, the dragon consciousness, and what we are always bringing through is this idea of making a divine offering in every moment with your entirety and with your full presence, to offer your mind to your heart over and over and over again, so that we begin to live from the heart space. And what the Syrians and the Syrian Council of Light and these feline beings and these divine giant cat light beings are coming in, the lioness and the lion, these beautiful pillars of masculine and feminine energy are offering to you is a different way of doing. So it is like your solar plexus are being activated because there is a new integrity, a new way of being where you are able to take inspirited action from a place of the heart, where the heart becomes the new focus. And when the heart becomes the new focus, it begins to reprogram old ways of being so that you no longer are capable of projecting the past onto your future, because the past is being dissolved by your ability to forgive. It is less about forgiving the person that did something to you, whether it was something horrific, a trauma pattern, something that happened to you when you were a child, whatever it is. And it is more about bringing these energies into your body and offering forgiveness to yourself, specifically around highly traumatic events, where you are being asked to forgive yourself for not being able to protect yourself, and to release the blame of why did this happen. Oftentimes, all of the time, there are multiple reasons as to why it happened. And part of all of our journeys on an individual level is to heal those within ourselves. And anytime we heal something within ourselves, we make it easier for any of the collective parts of us, the collective total of all of us, the morphogenetic fields shift. Some of us are here to place instruction sets specifically in the morphogenetic field, and most of us are here to it's not easy, but to heal within ourselves. And the more work that you do on yourself without judging others, without allowing the ego to get in the way, and it's not about killing the ego. For us, we would say that the ego is simply wounded children that are asking for healing. And so going in and being very aggressive with innocence has a rubber band effect, and it can actually amplify the ego. So much of the work comes down to acceptance of what is, so that you can allow yourself to expand through the perceptions of where you see yourself as limited. We are coming off of 2 years where the earth was aligning with us so that we can do a lot of deep womb work. And if you identify as being male, that is also, you also have a womb, an energetic womb called the Hara. There was a lot of mother wound healing that has been up, and we transitioned in the earlier equinox this year into shifting into the masculine energies, into healing father wounding for about the next 1.5 or 2 years, and the earth is aligning with this. So the energies from feminine to masculine have been shifting. So the way that the solar energies are coming in, to remember that solar frequencies, they are feminine and they are masculine. The masculine energy isn't owned by anything or anyone, because those are God frequencies. Those are source frequencies. The sun has a direct connection to source. It is why we are told to stay out of it. It is why we are told it is bad. It is why we have lost our connection to plants, because the plants remember how to breathe in the solar energies. You don't have to get in it and go burn. You can always connect with it if you live in an area of the world where it's darker or where it's constantly covered or there's cloud covers. The solar energies are always there. These are the solar logos. The earth will be a sun. We are all children of the sun because we are all part of this solar logos. So we are part of this huge grid system. And this time when the Lion's Gate opens, it's going to be stronger than it has been historically. And these solar energies are going to come in, and they're really, really going to activate our solar light bodies that we all have within us. Some people are going to feel maybe angry. Some people might feel very self-righteous. To allow these feelings to come up because they might be new for some of you. For some of you, they will activate and trigger shame. Just to allow them to come up, because the beauty of working with solar frequencies is that there's always divinity and divine codes in them. So when you allow these energies to come up through you, they will also be holding space, because the masculine and the feminine is in those energies. So there's this softness that is in there and this protectiveness that is also in there. There is a beauty in all of the synergy that is being offered to all of us. It's not just a rewiring between the heart and the solar plexus. It's truly a unification that is being offered for some, a dissolution between the separation of the heart and the solar plexus for some. There are a few humans that are having their chakra system dissolving and unifying. Some are just having their systems clarified. So there's a lot of clarification that is being offered to all of us. And this is the beauty and the process of alchemy, because the universal purpose of synthesizing and synergism is to combine and to work through these polarities in order to work through the process of alchemy, because this creates higher manifestation. This is how these new templates become instruction sets and are placed in the morphogenetic field. When we are doing this kind of work, we begin to truly heal past timelines, and things begin to come together, because when anything enters into a field of divinity, a field of unconditional love, anything that is not that begins to dissolve, because unconditional love is the universal solvent. So we have opportunities to work with alchemy every single moment when we are able to experience relationship as a form of reciprocity, because it is relationship and reciprocity together. When these two merge within themselves, when relationship and reciprocity come back together into their own oneness, and that's how we experience relationship, then we begin to experience form after form after form of unification. And we begin to invite in our stations of identity or our other multi-dimensional aspects. So it is my hope, it is our hope that each of you is able to trust yourself on your path, that you stop comparing yourself to others, because each one of you is designed in this very unique and beautiful way. And when you try and compare yourself to someone else, then you begin to ignore your own divine design. It's okay to understand yourself through another person, because relationship with another person is constantly mirroring back information to you, because everything is a field of information. But it's that it needs to come through without judgment, so that you are always holding space as a divine witness to yourself in this beautiful and compassionate curiosity to even your own thoughts. So it is our hope that through your body sovereignty and the acceptance and allowance of your own self-mastery and divinity, that you love yourself unconditionally during this process. So there are many people, all of you potentially, that some part of you desires freedom, and yet people find themselves in a state of resistance to moving towards it. Why? Because freedom demands from you first. Because there is no option to choose what energies to be free from and what energies you prefer to remain attached to. We must allow space for our new belief systems while accepting responsibility for everything that has been and for everything that is in this moment, while holding compassion for ourselves and offering forgiveness to ourselves. Because to take a leap into this freedom, it requires us to see that either way, there was a choice that we made. And this isn't about blame. It is simply about accepting responsibility for everything that we have co-created up to this point, while simultaneously trusting that we are exactly where we are supposed to be. And when we truly begin to connect with the freedom codes that are available in our DNA and start to integrate into these beautiful bodies and to embody our freedom, we begin to live freely from the influence of others, and we stop negotiating our power away in exchange for resources, and we begin to activate the freedom codes. Because when we negotiate our power away for resources or for something outside of us to protect us, we are saying that we aren't our own sorcerers. And the idea of being a sorcerer is that we are aligned with our truth and our power, and that our truth is our truth, and that we don't need to project our truth onto others, but that we can live from our truth in a way that doesn't cause harm to others, where we are not judging ourselves, and that we are not influenced by others, because through understanding that freedom is to be free from the influence of others, it means that we aren't trying to have power over others. We are simply accepting that we are powerful, that we are in alignment with our truth, and that we are able to source in divine reciprocity because we trust our relationship with our cosmic selves, our God self, and we are aligned with Source. And that we aren't demanding that because we did X, Y, and Z, then we deserve X, Y, and Z. This isn't about that. It is about being in the moment, always bringing our full presence into this space and understanding that we can set boundaries, that we can take care of ourselves, that we can trust ourselves, that we can see through the lens of freedom and activate our freedom codes so that we can invite our courageous hearts forward and willingly hold ourselves in compassion during this process. Because I am not seeing that anything horrible is going to happen. But my experience personally with alchemizing is that it can be very challenging and that it takes a massive amount of courage and trust, both in the seen and the unseen. So there are opportunities every day, all of the time, that are available to you, and that you are supported 100% if you allow yourself to align with cosmic law, with divine law, and if you are willing to let go of human law or this idea of human order, and to trust yourself and to follow your inner guidance and to be exactly who you are. So the main theme that the dragons and that these giant lion beings are desiring to transmit is that in this time, it can feel like a lot of energies are coming through, and it is unconditional love. And anytime higher frequencies are coming in, it will absolutely knock up and sort of shake the barrel. And in this shaking, your own wounds or old patterns will come up. And in this idea of chaos or disorganization, it is an opportunity to release everything that doesn't serve you, but doing so without judgment as this is bad, or I am such an idiot for, or I can't believe I allowed this to happen. You can have those feelings, but don't get stuck in them so that you can truly release and look at the layers of release so that you can allow the purification process. And the way that the Lion's Gate is going to be bringing in energies is really going to directly connect to the solar plexus. So on a physical level, some of you there's an opportunity to heal digestive issues, to look at digestive issues, that the digestive system is very much still entangled with the womb space. Some of you might also be asked to, if you're somebody that does a lot, like you do, you might be asked or maybe forced by your higher self, meaning you could potentially not feel well, so then you have to stop doing. Some of you might be asked to maybe exercise more or to move your body differently. So the way that this looks will be different, but no matter what, there will be an opportunity for a really big shift, and the way in which you do will change. And that is the beauty of all of these frequencies that are going to be coming through. Those of you that feel or know that you are very much connected to the Syrian energies, there's a lot of opportunity, that a lot of remembrances. Some of you that might consider yourself to be grid workers, that are connected to a lot of Stargate systems, any of the Lion's Gate Egyptian lifetimes. There's a lot of opportunity for information exchange. So information can be coming through, and ultimately I'm very excited about what is becoming available, and I am really looking forward to the solar grid system becoming much more anchored into the earth plane, even more physically than we have ever experienced it before. Because in order for the Earth's grid system to realign and to shift and to sort of upgrade itself, the solar frequencies the solar grid system is needing to get really hooked up. So we're going to be becoming much more aware as a human collective of the solar grid system. And for those of you that have a hard time focusing, or you experience autism or ADHD, There's a lot of opportunity, meaning as the earth shifts and is able to upgrade her frequency, which she waits for us in a lot of ways, right? She is upgrading her frequencies, and by doing such, it becomes very supportive for neurodivergent brain chemistry. So we're also being asked to stop trying to fix ourselves, because nothing is actually wrong with us. It's more about releasing and realigning with our true selves over and over and over and over again, and letting go of the belief that we're broken and we need to fix something, because we're constantly holding ourselves over and over again. And that is a different kind of perspective to look at it. So where are missing pieces? Where are there interferences in my being during the day? Where do I experience resistance? And looking at it compassionately and inviting in sort of energetic adjustments and releases, but letting go that you are broken or wrong, and allowing yourself to be present with yourself, with the divinity that is you, and removing distractions. And distractions can come in terms of technology or the phone or the TV. It absolutely can come in relationships. It can come through family. It can come through work. So where are distractions? Where are you allowing distractions to take you out of your own divine alignment? And I'm going to stop there. And for those of you that know me, you'll know I just talk for hours and hours. And so we're going to stop. We're going to reel it in. Again, I'm really looking forward to the plethora of information, the information exchange that's going to be coming through in the Dragons AL-KIMIA group. So please check it out. I would love to see all of you there. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing some new faces and some old faces, and we are really together building this beautiful relationship and this beautiful community of divine reciprocity. And if you're here to do the work, the masculine and feminine alchemy, sound alchemy, if you're just interested in learning more about yourself, then please reach out, because that's what we're here for. We're all here to witness each other, and it's a beautiful thing. So with that, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, and we love you, we love you, we love you.